Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So I've started offering specialized one-on-one classes in physics, chemistry and math EE for both SL and HL. So for the rates, the standard rate is $35 per hour. If you book like 5 or more classes, it'll be 30, and if you book 10 or more, it'll be 25. So these courses will be tailored to your needs. Whatever you want to learn, we can discuss in these classes. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can contact me at this given email and yeah, to schedule your class. So with this, let's get started with this paper. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be solving chemistry paper 1A, time zone 3 of the May 2025 attempt. So let's get started with the first one. We have to find how many oxygen atoms are present in 0.02 mole CuSO4.5H2O. Right, so moles of oxygen in 1 mole of this compound. It will be, you have 4 oxygens here, so 4 times 1, and you have 5 oxygen here, so 5 times 1, so it'll give you 9. Next, you have to find moles of oxygen in 0.02 moles. Yep, this will just be 9 times 0.02, which is 0.18. Next, you have to find the number of oxygen atoms. Just multiply moles with the Avogadro's number, we'll get the answer. If you simplify this, you should get 1.08 times 10 to the power 23, which corresponds to option D. Now the next one. We have to find the possible empirical formula for a substance with a molar mass of 58. Okay. Looking at the option, I can first eliminate option 2 because C4H10 is not an empirical formula. So if you could eliminate 2, your only possible answer is option B. But let's still check. For C2H5, the molar mass will be 2 times 12 plus 5, which is 29. So 29 times 2 is 58, so this can work. Yeah. And we check the last one. 3 times 12 plus 6 plus 16. 42 plus 16 is 58, so this can also work. Yeah. So answer is 1 and 3. Next, which volume of butane gas will produce 40 centimeter cube of carbon dioxide when completely combusted in oxygen? So everything is a gas, so we can use volume ratio. So volume of C4H10 divided by volume of CO2. This would be 2 over 8. Now we need to find volume of C4H10. Volume of CO2 would be 40. This will be 1 by 4. So from here, C4H10, this would be 40 over 4, which is 10 centimeter cube. Answer is B. Next, we need to, which row shows the number of subatomic particles in 57 iron Fe? I mean, 57 iron 3 plus. Yeah. The 57 Fe3 plus. The first step is we'll find the atomic number of iron, which is 26. So this is the entire symbol. So number of protons will be 26. You have a 3 plus charge. That means you have 3 electrons less than the number of protons. So 26 minus 3, you have 23 electrons. And number of neutrons will be the mass number, which is 57, minus the number of protons, so 31. So 26 for protons, okay, 31 for neutrons, and 23 for electrons. Exactly corresponds to option B. Next, we have to find the maximum number of electrons that can occupy the fourth main energy shell of an atom. Maximum number of electrons in a shell is given by this formula, 2n squared. So n would be 4 here because it's the fourth shell. So 2 times 16 should give you 32. Option C. Next, what is the formula of compound formed by aluminium ions and sulfate ions? So you have Al3 plus and you have SO4 2 minus. How do you find the ionic compound? You can use the cross method. So 3 goes here, 2 goes here. Formula will be Al2 SO4 whole thrice. Option D. Next, we have a substance with the following properties. You define the most probable structure of this substance. So melting point is high. You can eliminate simple molecular. It does not conduct electricity when solid, so it's not metallic. And it conducts electricity when it's molten, so definitely it's an ionic lattice. Cannot be covalent because covalent network other than graphite does not conduct electricity in solid and molten states both. They just have high melting points. Which forces of attraction causes boiling point of ammonia to be significantly higher than that of phosphine? Ammonia is NH3. In NH3, this hydrogen is directly attracted to nitrogen. Yeah. So this hydrogen can show hydrogen bonding. Okay. And as you have lone pair on nitrogen, this is obviously a polar molecule. So the forces of attraction will be hydrogen bonding. Along with hydrogen bonding, as it's polar, you'll have dipole-dipole interaction. And also you'll have London forces. These are the three forces of attraction in NH3. Yeah. What about pH3? pH3 belongs to the same, phosphorus belongs to the same group as nitrogen. So there is also a lone pair on phosphorus, which means pH3 is a polar molecule. But pH bond, this hydrogen attached to phosphorus, will not give you hydrogen bonding. For hydrogen bonding, hydrogen has to be attached to either fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. So it will only have dipole-dipole and London forces. So in NH3, you have hydrogen bonding, and that is the main reason the boiling point of this ammonia is significantly higher than that of phosphine. So answer would be D. Next, which answer shows the correct order of metallic bond strength from strongest to weakest? For metallic bond strength, we need to check two things. First, we need to check the charge on the cation, and second, we need to check the size of the cation. Okay, the first, greater cation charge. This means stronger metallic bonds. And then smaller size also means stronger metallic bonds. Okay. So we need to check for both cationic charge and size, but priority wise, first the charge and second the size. If you look at them, Al forms Al3 plus, Mg forms Mg2 plus, Na forms Na plus, potassium forms K plus. So Al and Mg will have stronger metallic bond strengths as compared to Na and K. So you can eliminate C and D. But between Na and K, Na has a smaller size. Okay, the sodium will have a stronger like metallic bond strength compared to potassium. So the order in option A is correct. Next, which monomer could produce this polymer? So pretty easy. We have to basically segregate the portion which is being repeated. Yeah. And then as it's only carbon, it would be an alkene. So it will become this CH double bond CH2. So what would be the formula? So this thing is C6H5, the ring, because hydrogen has been replaced with this CH double bond CH2. And then you'll have CH, CH2. C6H5, CH2. Answer is option C. Next, which of the elements is in the F block of the periodic table? So radium, Lu, Rf, and NH. Okay, if you check, Lu belongs to the F block elements. Okay, so answer would directly be Lu. Next, what is the electronic configuration of copper? Copper has 29 electrons. 29 electrons. Yeah. So the original electronic configuration should be AR 4s2 3d9. Okay, this should be the electronic configuration, but it's an exception. Okay, copper is an exception. That's why it would be AR 4s1 3d10. Is option D. This is the actual, and this is the one which is expected. Next, which pair of elements would react with each other least vigorously? So you have group 1 and group 17. For group 1, reactivity increases down the group. Now, why does this happen? Because as you go down the group, the outermost electron will be held more weakly because the distance between the electron and the nucleus will increase as you go down the group. So as that electron can be removed easily, that's why as you go down, the reactivity will increase. Yeah, so for group 1, lithium is the least reactive. For group 17, as you go down the group, the reactivity decreases. So here iodine is the least reactive. Now, why does reactivity go down group 17? The basic idea is reactivity of halogens will be measured by how easily they can accept a pair of electrons, or accept that electron, not a pair, accept a single electron. In iodine, the valence shell is much further away compared to the nucleus. Yeah. So if we add an electron, the nucleus will have a hard time attracting this electron and keeping it in its orbit. But as the valence shell is much close in fluorine, what happens is it will easily accept an electron and the electron will stay there stable. So that's why iodine is the least stable, I mean, the least reactive halogen. So lithium is the least reactive metal, iodine is the least reactive halogen. So lithium and iodine, answer would be B. Yeah. Next, which compounds contain atom in +3 oxidation state? Take nitrogen as X, oxygen will be -2, X -4 will be -1, shift it to the other side, X will be 4 -1, gives you +3. Done. Take Fe as X, X plus 3 times -1 equals 0. X -3 would be 0. X is equal to 3. Fine. BrF3, take Br as X. X plus 3, fluorine always has a -1 oxidation state. So X -3 would be 0 and X would be 3 again. So here all these three compounds will have an atom with a +3 oxidation state. Answer would be D. Next, which functional groups are present in both these molecules? Let's try one by one. This is a fluoro group or a halogen group. Okay. This is benzene. Yeah. Now this thing is amino, tertiary amino. This thing is ether. This thing is benzene again. And this is a cyano group, a cyanide group basically. On the other one, this thing together will form the amide group. This is amino. This is amino again. And this is benzene. If you check both sides, benzene and amino are only common. Yeah. The answer would be amino and a benzene ring. Option D. The statement about an exothermic reaction is correct. Okay. So in an exothermic reaction, heat is lost by the reaction to the surrounding. So surrounding gains heat. So temperature increases. So first I know the temperature should increase, so can eliminate A and B. Now, what about the reaction? The reaction is losing heat. Yeah. If the reactants have some amount of heat, product will have lesser amount of heat because some heat will be lost to the surroundings. Yeah. So will have higher energy compared to products. So temperature increases and products have lower enthalpy than reactants. Answer would be D. Next, we have a calorimetry question. Mass of methanol is given. When this much methanol is burnt, it raises the temperature of 200 centimeter cube of water by 5 Kelvin. First, find the moles of methanol burned. 0.321 divided by 32.05. Approximately, wait, 0.321 divided by 32. 32.05, it should give us 0.01001. 0.01. Okay, we can just put this entire thing. This is the moles. Okay. And heat absorbs, so 200 centimeter cube of water. Water has a density of 1. So per centimeter cube of water should weigh 1 gram. Yeah, so 200 centimeter cube will weigh 200 grams. It's MC delta T. Formula is given. 200, C is 4.18. Delta T is the rise in temperature, which is 5 Kelvin. So this will become 4180 joules. Enthalpy will be negative Q over N, negative 4180 divided by 0.01002. So we just evaluate this. We will get negative 41735 joules per mole, 350. Okay. Now to convert it to kilojoules, we'll just divide it with 1000. So this kilojoules per mole, which can be rounded down to negative 417 kilojoules per mole. Okay. Answer would be option A. Next, which process to produce ethanol has a atom economy of 100? Atom economy of 100 is only achieved if you have a single product. Answer would be A. If you have more than one product, then you have byproducts. So atom economy cannot be 100. So it's only 100 if you have a single product. That's it. Next, which apparatus can be used to monitor the progress of the reaction? pH meter, yes, because this is an acid-base reaction. So pH will change, yeah. Next, gas syringe, this is also yes, because CO2 gas is produced. We can measure the volume of the gas with respect to temperature and we'll get the rate of the reaction. Colorimeter, no, there is no color change. The answer would be 1 and 2 only. Which statement about this equilibrium reaction is correct? Okay, removing water from the reaction mixture has no effect on the position. No, if you remove water, equilibrium will shift to the right to produce more water. Is wrong. Adding ethanol to the reaction mixture moves the position to the left. Also wrong, because if you add ethanol, the reaction will move in the forward direction to reduce the amount of ethanol. Yeah. So on adding ethanol, the position of equilibrium will shift to the right, not the left. Next one, removing ethanol moves the reaction position of equilibrium to the left. This is absolutely correct. Because if I reduce this ethanol amount, right, the reverse reaction will be favored to raise the amount of ethanol. Okay, so option C is correct. Next, how many moles of oxygen are needed for the complete combustion of this much propane? Yeah, C3H8 O2 gives you CO2 plus H2. There is a complete combustion reaction. Now we have to place 3 here, we have to place 4 here. Number of oxygen on the right side is 10. We place a 5 here. Okay. Now find the moles of C3H8. This will be mass over molar mass. This is the mass of propane. Molar mass is 44.1. This should give you around 0.261. Now to find the moles of oxygen, which we need, we have to write this stoichiometric ratio, which is 5 is to 1. So moles of oxygen divided by 0.261 is 5. Moles of O2 would be 5 times 0.261, approximately 1.30. Option D. Next, which molecule has the shortest carbon to oxygen bond length? In CH3OH, if you check, carbon oxygen is a single bond. Yeah. In H2CO, it is a double bond. In CO, it is a triple bond actually. This is the Lewis structure of carbon monoxide. And CO2, you have two double bonds. Now we know triple bonds has the shortest length. Answer would be C. Next, what are the electron geometries around carbon and nitrogen atoms shown in glycine? Okay, in this specific bond of glycine. So first, let's draw the structure. Glycine, this is COOH, CH2, NH2. This is glycine. So around carbon, you have four electron pairs. The carbon will have an electron geometry of tetrahedral. Around this nitrogen, you have four electron pairs. So again, this will be tetrahedral. So both will have a tetrahedral electron geometry, A. What is the pH of 0.0010 mole per dm cube HCl? So H plus ion concentration is 10 to the power minus 3. Yeah. pH will be negative log base 10 times the H plus ion concentration. Okay. If I apply the property of log, I'll have negative of negative 3, log base 10, 10, log base 10, 10 is 1, and negative of negative 3 is 3. Or you can directly plug it in your calculator. The answer would be 3.0 because two significant figures, option C. Next, which solution is acidic? Solution is acidic if the H plus ion concentration is bigger than the OH minus ion concentration. As it's in 25 degrees Celsius, you can also use the pH concept, right? The pH should be less than 7. But this would be faster, honestly speaking. Find the OH minus ion concentration. I'll do 10 to the power minus 14 divided by the H plus ion concentration, which is 10 to the power minus 9. Yeah. Gives me 10 to the power minus 5. Now 10 to the power minus 5 is bigger than 10 to the power minus 9. Yeah. So OH is bigger than H plus. This is wrong. Next one, OH minus ion concentration is given. Find H plus. 10 to the power minus 14 divided by 10 to the power minus 13. Gives you 10 to the power minus 1. 10 to the power minus 1, of course, is bigger than 10 to the power minus 13. So this is true, and answer would be option B. Yeah. Then, which equation correctly describes the chemical reaction? So we have to identify which chemical reaction is true and is balanced. The first one looks completely right to me. HCl and into NaCl, CO2, H2. This will be produced. I think this is the right answer, but we'll check the other options. Cu plus twice HCl, CuCl2, H2. Reaction is correct, but this reaction does not occur because copper is less reactive than hydrogen. Okay. Okay. Then NaOH and HCl will form NaCl and H2O, not H2. So wrong. This has to be H2O. Then 2HCl plus calcium bicarbonate. It forms CaCl2H2. Along with this, it will also form 2CO2, which is not given, so also incorrect. Next, we have to check reactivity. So in SN can replace PB, so SN is more reactive than PB. SN cannot replace Mn, so Mn is more reactive than SN. Combine these two together, you'll have Mn more reactive than SN, more reactive than PB. So Mn, SN, PB, option is C. What are the products of electrolysis of molten Al2O3 liquid Al2O3? So we just have to draw a small electrolysis setup and we can deduce all of this. So this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. Al3 plus ions will run towards the negative terminal, O2 minus will run towards the positive terminal. So in the positive terminal, what happens is O2 minus will lose electrons to form oxygen gas and 4 electrons. This is oxidation, so this is the anode reaction. Because always you have oxidation reactions at anode. So product at anode will be O2. From that we know answer is A, but let's check the cathode thing. At the cathode or the negative terminal, Al3 plus will add 3 electrons to form aluminium solid. Yes, the product at cathode will be aluminium. Next, which compound can be reduced to produce butanol? Yeah. So if you look at the chain, butanol is an alcohol. It is oxidized to form butanol, which is further oxidized to form butanoic acid. Butanoic acid will be reduced to form butanol, and butanol will be reduced to form butanol. Okay, so butanoic acid can be reduced to form butanol. Okay, so answer would be A. Now the last question, which one is a conjugate acid-base pair? Yeah, so the difference between them should be an H plus ion. So H3PO4, HPO4 2 minus. No, because if you remove an H plus, it should form H2PO4 minus. So this would have been a conjugate acid-base pair, but this is not, so wrong. H3O plus OH minus. Um, Again, this is wrong because H3O plus, if you remove H plus, you'll get this, or if you add H plus, you'll get this. So these are conjugate acid-base pair, but this is not. So here we can also write this. Um, And then H2OH minus. Yes, this is correct because if you add H plus to OH minus, you get H2O. If you remove H plus, you get remove H plus from H2, you get OH minus. Answer would be option C. And done. That's it for this paper, and I'll soon be posting the paper 1B solutions. Thank you so much.